Hey, boxing fans, Old School Sane here with a quick review on tonight's fight between Porter and Crawford. Hey, listen, I'm getting old. I'm like almost 63 years old. I wanted to post this thing a few days ago, but I completely forgot. Anyway, this is going to be a good fight. It's going to be an interesting fight, but I think it's pretty clear who's going to win this one. I see Terence Crawford just having too much length, too much skill for Porter. I love Porter. I love him as a fighter. He's got tremendous heart. He's got, boxing-wise, he's got some really good qualities. He's got tremendous stamina. He can fight effectively late into the fight. He goes to the body pretty well. He's not a devastating puncher, but he's a really, really active puncher with a good solid, who delivers a good solid shot, takes a really nice shot, and like I said, just has tremendous, tremendous heart. Absolutely love him. And you know what? I love him even more as a person. Never met him, but it's just the impression I get. I mean, he's a kid who just watched him on. He's got his own podcast. I've seen him comment on fights. He just seems like a really, really good kid, really bright, really articulate kid who I think has a really good future in the broadcasting business or anything else that he wants to do. So I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan of him, but I think he's just bitten off a little bit too much tonight. I don't think he's going to be able to chew this one down. Crawford, to me, on paper, is pound for pound the best fighter in the world. Problem? He doesn't fight enough. I think he fought once last year, maybe once the year before, and then before that, I think in successive years, two fights a year. So he just hasn't fought enough. But on paper, like I said, the kid is he's got everything. He's got length. He's got punching ability with either hand. He's got tremendous boxing ability, and he's not a guy. The thing about him, he's not a guy that you look at him like a Sugar Ray Leonard or a guy like that. You say, "Wow, he's got tremendous speed." No, this is a guy he's got the physical tools, but he's really, really got it up here. He's a thinking man's fighter. He's one of the only guys that I know, probably since Marvin Hagler, who can really fight effectively as both a left-hander and a right-hander. A lot of guys do it. They do it as a gimmick. They do it as a change-up. But this guy can really be effective both ways. So I think it's going to be a really good fight. I'm going to pay for it. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell my wife. I'm not telling her, but I'm going to pay for the fight tonight because I think it's going to be a good fight. This is the way I see it going. Rounds. I think in the early rounds, I think Porter is definitely he has no choice. He can't stand a distance from Crawford and fight him. He'll get torn apart, and that's not the way he fights anyway. He's going to really, really look to put a lot of pressure on Crawford early. I think he'll be somewhat effective. I think Crawford is going to try to figure him out. So I think you're going to see Porter be effective in the early rounds. Like I said, I don't think he's got the power to knock Crawford out early in the fight. So I don't think that's going to happen. But I think what will eventually happen is maybe round 5, 6, or 7, you're going to see Crawford start teeing off and really figuring him out, really outboxing him, really confounding Porter, because I don't think Porter's ever been in there with a guy like him. With Porter fight, he's Spencer. Spencer's a guy who's like right in front of you. I mean, he's just right in front of you. He's a good, solid fighter, but you know what? He's there to hit. This is going to be a different fight. He's going to be getting hit with shots that he doesn't see from angles that he's not used to. That's how good Crawford is. So I think what'll wind up happening is really good action packed in the early rounds. Crawford kind of figuring him out in the mid rounds, and then I think when you get to 8, 9, 10, maybe 11, he's going to start putting a real whooping on Porter. And I think what'll wind up happening is Porter. Now here's the thing with Porter. Porter has tremendous stamina, and he's got a really good chin. But I don't think he's ever been in there with anybody like Crawford. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that he gets stopped tonight. I think he'll get stopped later in the fight. I don't see him. Maybe he'll go down. I don't know. But the kid has, like I said, has a tremendous heart. I think what winds up happening, he winds up taking so much punishment that either the referee or his corner stops the fight. But it's going to be a dynamite fight. Anyway. That's it. Short review. Going to be a real good, solid fight. I recommend you watch it. Going to be really, really exciting. So anyway, like I always tell you, keep on throwing them punches. And if you get knocked down, get your butt up because life is tough. Anyhow, Saturday morning, you guys have a great weekend. Peace, health, and wealth to you and your family. Love you all. Peace out. Old school saying here saying, later, Gator.